Hi, Jennifer. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Just wanted to ask you regarding this take on the co-teaching model. What are your thoughts overall on the co-teaching model at Sunlight and how it's kind of evolved over time and your involvement?
Well, when the co-teaching model was first presented to us, I had some questions about how it would work for all students in the classroom. I wasn't sure if all the students were ready to be in a general ed classroom. And at first it was very awkward. We didn't have the training. And once we had the training and realized what we were supposed to do for those students, I couldn't imagine going back to anything else. The students, not only their academics, but their behavior, their social interactions with the gen ed students has been phenomenal. We've had students that have, we couldn't get them off the floor, stopped crying at the beginning, to now modeling from what they're seeing in the classroom. Academic-wise and technology-wise, especially, the kids are really picking up from the general ed students. And now that my co-teacher and I understand what we need to do to help those students, we're able to do a lot more in small groups, splitting the classroom, which is overall more beneficial not only for the special ed students, but also for the general ed students. And most of the times you can't come up.
Okay, Mr. Abdel-Fattah, can you tell me, what do you think about the co-teaching model, first of all, in general?
The co-teaching model is very beneficial, especially to special needs kids, because the immediate impact is an improvement in social behavior. They now know what's acceptable socially in the classroom, and then begin to advance academically more so than versus the basic classroom. So once they begin their improvement socially, they immediately begin academic improvement and now have the opportunity to learn at the same level as all the other mainstream students.
So do you think it's important for them to be in that class and they would prefer to be in a regular class versus a pullout?
Now there's no stigma attached to their label. They don't know that they're special ed. They have no idea why there's two teachers in a room. They just know they're lucky enough that there is two teachers. So now they're not singled out by other kids, no bullying, no teasing. And they understand that they're part of a mainstream class just like everybody else. There's no stigma or label attached to them.
Okay, I have one more other question. I know that you and Ms. Price, you do a great job. You get along well, you work well together, you got a lot of differentiation going. If you were to start co-teaching all over, never having gone through it, and now that you've been in it for a few years, what would you recommend to somebody who's just starting out in co-teaching as, important things that you need to do for co-teaching to make it work?
Keep an open mind and to get the training as soon as possible. Training and learning the different types of co-teaching models definitely made a big improvement in our co-teaching effectiveness, and just to keep an open mind and learn from each other.
Okay. When you say the models, you mean some of those strategies that you learned in the PD?
Parallel teaching,
okay.
Station teaching, alternative teaching,
okay.
One teach, one observe,
okay.
Things like that. And learn from each other at first. It might take a little while, but it'll definitely show a lot of academic improvement across the board, not just with special needs kids, but with all students. Because two teachers in a classroom bring two different types of styles that benefit more students. And if one of you may not be reaching a child.
Hi, Susan. Just a couple of questions on the co-teaching here for the ICLE conference. First of all, what are your thoughts? You've been involved in co-teaching for several years now here in the building. What are your thoughts on co-teaching overall? Do you think it's good for students, it benefits them, versus a pullout or a resource environment?
I agree that co-teaching is the best way to go. Compared to my first year when we did pull out, the difference is amazing, especially socially. The students are not stigmatized. They don't feel isolated from the rest of their class. As a matter of fact, you can't tell who's in special ed in the co-taught hours. So socially, it's greatly benefiting them, as well as academically. They're getting access to curriculum, they're getting two teachers, getting lots of differentiated instruction. So in those ways, I think it's very beneficial.
Thank you. Now, the second question would be, if you were to start over again, with co-teaching, or the experiences you have, what are one or two things that you think are so important if you would give a recommendation to a teacher just starting a co-teaching model?
I think just planning ahead of time, sitting down together, going over what you like, what you dislike, how you work, what your ideas and thoughts are, so you can at the beginning of the year be able to start well and know what roles and expectations you're going to have for each other, as well as how you're going to work with all